good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little lovelies out there. And I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. You know, that handle just keeps staying there, doesn't it, my delicious babies? Yeah. Okay, so what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So the time this evening, my delicious babies, on the 14th of June, is 4:30 p.m. Well, 4:31 actually, my delicious babies, you know, no coding or anything, you know what I mean, my delicious babies, yes. Anyway, so what is it that I want to show you today? And I hope that wherever you are in the world, that life is treating you most deliciously. Right, the sun is shining, weather is sweet, yeah. Make you wanna move, get your dancing shoes. When the morning gather the rainbow, want you to know I'm an angel too. To the rescue, here I am. Okay, so what have I got for you this evening, my baby? So I've got a little Dunelm plate, a little one. Yeah, you see, I some weeks ago I dropped over some cake, you know, to a beautiful dear little family who are Polish and English, and the plate that I sent over was this size. But what happened was there seemed to be a problem with, bless the beautiful dear little souls, with returning the plate. So I waited a little bit longer, and then I received one that was a lot larger. Do you see what I mean, Martish babies? Yes. Anyway, so I've made a beautiful, look at this, Martish babies. This is a beautiful chili sauce. So what it requires, I did put up a little YouTube video yesterday evening, and you see the box that they slipped it in, because they slip it in one box or another box. So it's either shorts or normal videos. And I was actually showing ones what I was doing. I was actually also showing them to whoever took the time to watch how many splashes I made. It was a beautiful homemade tomato ketchup. It was a tomato sauce. You can put it on pizza bases. Been seeing a lot of that on my feed on YouTube. Martin's Babies happens to be the Neapolitan pizza, you know, in Italy. Anyway, Martin's Babies. So the fact of the matter is that yes. So it turns out that yeah, I made this delicious. Oh, there's somebody ordering a takeaway. Oh, 2 pizzas. Look at that. Look at that. Just talking about pizzas, Mardish babies. And look at that. Pizzas turn up. Anyway, Mardish babies. So yeah. So yesterday I made the tomato one without the chili. You know, the chilies that you need are the long red chilies, and I've got 3 in here, Mardish babies. So 3 very long chilies. Okay, Mardish babies, this is delish. So I got my beautiful dear little, oh, they're so beautiful. I've got all different families, you know, Spanish, Indian, Polish, Romanian. So I got me a beautiful dear little Romanian family now. I've got the dear Mama Bear. They're so beautiful. To try the sauces. Now, she wasn't keen on this because she's not keen on chili, but she loved the other sauce, which was the equal amount of jar. So I said, because whenever I cook, there we are, I cook with love. Do you know what I mean, Martish babies? Yes. Okay. So she loved the other sauce. Okay, Martish babies. So I gave her a jar full. It took me 2 hours. 2 hour, Martish babies, to do all of this. The same with this today, Martish babies, except for yesterday evening. There was a lot of splashes, you know. I love the smell of my hair. There were a lot of splashes, but today it's rather clean. You know what I mean? Martelish babies, yes. But then my beautiful dear little Romanian neighbour, because I said, when you finish with a jar, I said, could you please return it? Because I bought 6 jars from a very famous website. Okay, no. Okay, Martelish baby, so it's our beautiful Auntie Carla's little chin. And they charged me 12, ka-ching, ching, 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 for tiny jars. So when I did my jam, I handed it out and I said, could you please return it? And bless the beautiful dear little souls, nobody did, do you know what I mean? So they kept the jars. Well, you imagine if I'm sort of, doing lots of different jars. What's going on here? One sec. Okay, yeah, different. Notice different families. Yes. Okay. Um, Sorry about that, Marzish babes. I do get distracted. Anyway, seem to be looking at where I live. Right, chin, please, babe. Please go down, baby. Okay. Yeah, seem to be looking at where I live. Look very well. There we are. Look very well now. Then, yes. So, yeah. So she said, my beautiful dear little Romanian family across the way now. She said, do you need jars? I said, oh, yes, please. She said, her mummy bear, oh, they're such a beautiful family. She says she sends me these jars. I said, this is beautiful. So anyway, what she did was, she said, oh, I've still got the plate to hand back. I said, that's all right. I said, thank you. Sometimes you forget about it, don't you? But she sent it me back, with oh dear, is one slipping. She sent it me back with 4 different jars, Martelish babies, you know what I mean? Yes. Look at these beautiful jars. Now, I paid flipping 6 squids for a jar around this size, smaller than that. Just because it's got a red and white, blood and bandages, like little checks, 12 squids. And look, my beautiful dear little neighbours, bless the beautiful dear little souls, have sent me these. Anyway, yeah, lots in there. Tomatoes, peppers, strawberries. Oh, raspberries. What's this one? Look, is it courgette, cucumbers, tomatoes? It's just so beautiful. So now I can continue to make my sauces. Martelish babies, I did a video the other day, didn't I, Martelish babies, where, I pointed out how many tomatoes that I have. You know what I mean? Martelish babies, yes. Anyway, let's not forget the rolling pin. Okay, Martelish babies. So, bless our beautiful dear little neighbours now. They're so beautiful with everything that they send. Look at these jars, they're so beautiful. Imagine, what I want you to do, Martish babies, is imagine all the people. But imagine how long it takes to make a glass jar. Imagine the mass production of a beautiful chili sauce. Imagine that, Martish babies, yes. Anyway, the past couple of days, because I forgot to, out of all my shopping, I forgot to get dill and parsley. But my beautiful dear little Romanian family now then, because I said, are you going shopping? I said, I'll give you some change, please, and thank you. I said, could you please pick me up some dill and some parsley? Anyway, this morning, My beautiful dear little Romanian family now then, the dear husband, bless him, not enough to with any of them. He says, oh, you needed some parsley, Carla. I said, yes, I did. Anyway, they've now gone shopping. Okay, Mads, I said, could you please? I said, I'll give you some change. Could you? They said, I don't want. I said, no. I said, could you please pick me up some dill? I've seen a beautiful shorty video, you know, to make this beautiful parsley dill, you know, just like with little tomatoes that I showed you the other day, Martish babies, you know what I mean? Yes. Oh, it's so delicious as a starter. You know, if I went into a restaurant, Martish babies, let me tell you, I'll be happy with that. It's just tomatoes, parsley, dill, bit of salt, bit of pepper, bit of seasoning and all this now then. Absolutely grand, you know what I mean? Banging. Anyway, Martish babies, where was this from again? I do remember, you know, mentioning, is it IKEA? Martish babies, anyway. So I only have 2 videos for you today, Martish babies. So the first one, this is Tucker Carlson, Martish babies. Now, for those of you who do not know, because for some of our delicious babies, you will not know who this is, but for others of our delicious babies, there we are, you will know who this is. He happens to have 5.65 million subscribers, my delicious babies. You know, it's a very large channel. Okay, my delicious babies. And it's capital T, Tucker. I'll spell this for you. Tucker, space, capital CARLSON, Tucker Carlson, my delicious babies. And this is nearly 2 hour long, this video. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, I happen to know about this because I talked us, there we are, whatever o'clock about. But of course, I'm lucky to get 1 or 2 views. But of course, Tucker Carlson, nothing personal now. When he gets somebody on to talk about, there we are, exactly the same thing now then, which is 764. It's amazing how many, there we are, views ones get. Do you follow me, Martish baby? So you can see how it rocks and rolls. There we are, nothing personal now, just done saying it. I'm not about subscribers, I'm not about anything. But they talked about Tor, T-O-R, they talked about 764. Now, the fact of the matter is, well, it wasn't Tucker, it was his guest. The fact of the matter is, Mahadish back, there we are, I talked about this long time. Was it a couple of years back now? Okay, Mahadish babies, yes. But it's amazing how long it takes to come out. There we are, isn't it? Mahadish babies, yes. So the video should read, ethical hacker hacks Tucker live on the podcast and exposes the satanic cults lurking online. Okay, Martish baby, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you, shall I? Ethical hacker hacks Tucker live on the podcast and exposes the satanic cults lurking online. Yes, Martish babies. Now, this happens to be extremely serious, what I'm talking about, Martish babies. That doesn't mean this is extremely serious. There we are, indeed. Okay, Martish babies. But what it is, you see, when you want to get your information out, isn't it? It seems to fall into the box. Remember the box. So you've got the box. I'm living in a cardboard box. I'm living in the box. Okay? So certain boxes now, it's a bit like Deal or No Deal that we used to have in our old England Martish babies. It's like you've got all these little boxes, but you got to hit the right box. You know what I mean? Martyrs, babies, yes, okay. So if you do not hit the correct box, then your video just don't get shown, isn't it? But of course, if you hit the correct box, then you get millions of views. Bang, 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 bang. Do you follow me, Martyrs, babies? Yes, remember the teal. Okay. So, a very serious video indeed. But right at the beginning, your man there now, he showed Tucker Carlson that anything can be hacked into, even going back 40 years ago. Now, I have gone through this smartish babies because it appears to myself, from when I came onto the scene in 2021, Martelish babies, that, it didn't take one's long, did it, Martelish babies, to find out there we are, where I used to live now, isn't it? Okay, but anyway, I'm not going to stop my videos. I'm not going to stop showing my ball trace. I'm already out there. There we are. I'm already out there. I'm not looking for clicks and likes and everything, although I'm very thankful for clicks. Not clicks so much. For likes, the occasional comments. But I always know, come rain or shine, that one way or another somebody's always seeing and somebody's always hearing, yes? So I already know this, so I do not need to beg nobody for nothing. You see what I'm saying, yes? Because I'm not out there to make ching, 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 ching. I'd rather not have a pot to piss in, there we are, than follow down that route. But I'm not saying that about anybody who's an uploader. They're doing what they're doing, but they're doing it, the little bitches for who? There we are. Do you see what I mean? Yes. And then, of course, you're lucky if you get, 32 squids. Ching, 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 this kind of business now then. It's like they move the goalpost all the time, just like they did with my tomato sauce yesterday evening. They could have put it on my shorty videos where ones would have got much joy out of watching me with a wooden spoon stirring that tomato sauce that was splattering everywhere, which, by the way, is excellent for a pizza bases, excellent to squirt out, you know what I mean, Martish babies. But of course, they chose to put it in the other drop box, which is my channel, which they know that you're lucky if you get one view. Do you know what I mean, Martish babies? Yeah. So the second video, Martish babies, and by the way, the first video that I've just talked about, there we are, I'll repeat again, is extremely serious. Okay, this is affecting whatever o'clock thousands, if not millions, of little young bairns. The others were called children. You have to remember the Ren on the end. All over the world. All over the world. So right as I'm speaking now to you, Martelish babies, another little band somewhere else in the world, in our country or in another country, is going to be going, there we are, through very dark times. But we have to remember with this 764 Martish babies that you see, you've got billionaires, millionaires, ones with big ching, 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 ching. Well, that's only paper, isn't it? Well, actually, now it's plastic. Who pay big time to sit there in the fucking room now then and watch little babies being tortured or raped or self-harm and do all of these awful things now because somebody tell them to do, isn't it? Yes. So you see, there we are, big business. Just like when I advertised about our old Brummyland to do with Gloomy Sunday Traveller, who I advertised Martelish babies, and I really sincerely hope the ones are still listening to his videos on YouTube, because not in that way, because at the end of the day, it's done telling it. Somebody, will go up to somebody, a homeless on the street who's just projected, vomited in his beard, and then somebody else, a dirty little fucker now, there we are, wants to go up and sniff it. That is not normal business. I wouldn't want to smell anybody's vomit. I would certainly wouldn't want to fucking smell my own fucking vomit. Do you know what I mean? Let alone anybody else's. But this is a sickness, just like Gloomy Sunday Traveller, sorry, also mentioned about, they get ones to fart each other, and these kind of man now can either be in suit or they can be just normal Joe blogs off the street. But the fact of the matter is, they'll pay for that to be done. This is the same with 764 Mardelistic babies, you know what I mean? Roadblocks, yes. So ones really, there we are, need to be paying, there we are, very serious, there we are, attention to what's going on. What appears to be innocent clearly isn't. There we are, and I was done saying it. There we are, whatever o'clock. There we are. Okay, Mardish babies, now the final video. But bless all of their not in that way, not in that way, their beautiful dear little souls. And for those who very sadly have passed, all through embarrassment, you know what I mean? Like they cannot go and tell a mammy, daddy, carers, auntie, uncle, nana bear, you know what I mean? Cousin, they cannot go and tell them. So they'd rather take their own life, but there's always somebody, ka-ching, ching, 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 who wants to pay to watch that. How fucking sick is that? The same with fucking adult now, dirty little bastards, in my view. I believe that anybody like that, I'm not inciting anything, I'm just done saying, anybody like that, my delicious babies, needs, there we are, to be fucking undrunk and fucking quartered. Like I just said, not inciting anything, it's simple words, simple things, isn't it? Final video. So this uploader now then is up to 275,000 subscribers. I mentioned him once, not in that way, not in that way. Called Sleslor. I'll spell it for you. Capital Sleslor. Sleslor. This video's nearly an hour long, my delicious baby, so I'm just going to read out to you, okay, what the video is. So the video should read, property agent, luxury castles, the buyers aren't totally human like us. I always prefer to say, there we are, mankind, Mardish babies, because the other little effers now, fuckers now, have named us human. Okay. What was it, Rag and Bone Man? Did he sing that song? That just came into my noddle. What's the year of that song, Mardish babies? I'm only human. And I noticed over time with that song as well, it was a lot harder. I remember way back to listen to the song. It's like they tried to cover it up. You know what I mean, Mardish babies, I'll repeat this again for you. Property agent for luxury castles. The buyers aren't totally human. Yes, Mardish babies, so now we're just going to close my book. I need to go backwards. Now, it appears to myself, Mardish babies, it's, according to what your man here is saying now, that what they were dealing with was somebody who never breathed. Breathe again, breathe again. I shall never breathe again. Is it Tony Braxton? And I can't stop thinking about the way things used to be. No, I can't stop thinking about. Yeah, Tony Braxton, bless her. She's another one just came into my noddle. Nothing's rehearsed. I've given the videos, but nothing's rehearsed, my baby's not at all. But I noticed again, as quick as Tony Braxton came, she went, isn't it? It's like we don't hear about Rag and Bone Man now. Just like we never used to hear about UB40. There's certain, isn't it? Oh, it's like, what have I just got? I never thought that it would happen from me and the girl from Clapham. up the junction. Do 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 do. Yeah, banging tune that was. They're all banging tunes, what I've just mentioned today, Martish Bags. What year were the songs, Martish? There we are, Martish Bags, like I just said. I'm not rehearsing anything. This is not rehearsed. It's just what just came into my noddle. So I go, there we are, where the fleck tape me, isn't it? Yes. Love the smell of my hyena. Smells so delish. I love it. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. You know what I mean, Margish, babe? It's just like yesterday evening when I was doing the cooking and all the splashes. I bet somebody else somewhere, well, somehow, was also, there we are, enjoying somebody's coloured hair. You know, maybe, let's just say, spirit cooking. Anyway, Martish baby, so wherever you are in the world, and bless whoever that was, there we are. Okay, Martish baby, so wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, or afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families, there we are, may you all be fully protected, and how I love you so. Yeah. Also remember, you know, when you're leaving messages, isn't it? Like ruled paper. Just make sure, you know, that at the end of the day, if you're going to leave ruled paper on a piece of grass, at least fucking leave something on it, you robbing little bastards. So on that note, my delicious babies, you just take very good care of yourselves now then, you know, just so that I can see, there we are, what the list is. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that they've got a list for everything, haven't they, my delicious babies? Yes. So until the next video, how I love you all so. You just take care now then. Oh, let's give it a shake. Okay, my delicious babies, how I love you so. Take care. Thank you for listening. Thank you for any views, for any likes once again. But especially, there we are, for taking in ding ding dong dong. There we are, the information that I'm giving. Love ya. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.